So we were just looking at all your Grammys, and it's amazing. I know your history. I followed you since the beginning, so I know that you have Grammys from Jesus Walks and other things like that. But tell everybody how you got your Grammys. And
I've helped people. I've collaborated with people. No one. You can't win by yourself. These people that I've written songs with couldn't win without me, and I couldn't win without them. And that's how we became successful. Collaboration. Anything you want to do is right next to you. The means to do it is right next to you. I grew up with these people. These weren't artists that I met because they was famous and I just needed a chance to prove myself. Mm-hmm. These are artists that I grew up with, and we shared the same ideals at those point in time. And so we were able to conquer the world together.
So the people that you grew up with, for instance, Kanye, how was your relationship with him? There was a series of tweets that were put out not too long ago where you said, maybe you were distancing yourself from him or working with him.
The thing is, I'll put it like this. Kanye is my brother. Family doesn't always agree. And they don't have to. But they still family. I have a different life purpose as my brother. And so I have to follow my path. And that's where I'm at. And my brother has to follow his. And, everything is about we in a thought war in this world. We're in a constant thought war. So people have to look and say, which philosophy do I agree with? This one or that one? And whatever the criteria or qualities that you're looking for in life, you can look at this or that and determine where you like to stand. But most revolutions are won by the few, not by the many. I mean, my brother is taking his path and I'm taking mine. So I don't have no opinions, really. I mean, yeah, I don't have no opinions.
So will we see you guys making music together?
No.
Okay. No more music.
No, he's gonna make a lot of music and I'm gonna make my music. But no, we don't I don't think we share the same view on too many things.
So it's kind of like you guys grew up and grew apart, like what happens with friendships.
Well, we have a brotherhood because a friend, if I grew apart from a friend, if somebody slapped them, I would be like, oh man, that's messed up. They got slapped. What they do? If somebody slapped my brother,
where they at?
Yeah, where they at. Not what they do, where they at. So I would never let any harm. If I could do something, I would never let no harm come to my brother. I just don't agree. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and ain't nobody asking him questions about me. You know what I'm saying? But people asking me questions about him. But and so more to my path is helping these kids in the name of Dr. Donda West. More to my path is I'm about to come back around to some music. We just shot this film where I found my father, who was homeless for 30 years, who I never knew my pops.
And that's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix. It's on Showtime. You can get it on Amazon or iTunes. It's called In My Father's House. And we did a film about me buying the house my father grew up in, the house that we're in now.
Wow.
And finding my father from 30 years of homelessness, bringing him back here, and redeveloping a relationship with him. You know, more of my path is what we talked about. Like, I feel like we need to create something that ain't church, that functions like church. Like, so, church is for old people. Young people need something. A meeting space.
Youth
a weekly. No, I mean, young people need a weekly meeting space where they get to talk.
That's true.
About what's really happening and make a plan for what need to happen and what's finna happen. It don't need to be surrounded around fake shit. Mm-hmm. Young people need a space. And not just young people. Community members need a space that ain't church. Church has been occupying too much space in black communities without enough productivity. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my path. How do we develop spaces for people and create sustainable spaces that ain't dependent on the money from the city? In fact, we control who the politician is. The politician don't control our existence. We control their existence. Because that's what they doing. Like in them other neighborhoods. How do we create something where we control the politician's existence? How do we take back control of our communities? We need a weekly space to meet for that. In all our hoods. So, that's what I'm interested in. And like, you know, people who are interested in being wealthy and selling a lot of records ain't interested in that. So, the music that I make and the people who I make it with, for me, are interested in that. And I'm not going to subject myself to people who I don't share the same ideals with. Because all I'm doing at that point is giving something I don't agree with a platform. And that is a sin to myself. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, you're guilty by association.
I'm guilty by association.